stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I did get up this morning, but I went to a noon meeting because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hit a meeting later. So I figured I probably will, but just in case. Just in case, man. All right, who knows what's going to happen here anymore? Yeah, man. Things are becoming different. I started to write a document this morning to chew somebody's ass, and I decided to put it aside and go to a meeting instead. Got a couple more places to share this now because of the stuff that we do. The stuff that we do. There we go. I didn't put it in take 12. And then I'm going to need to go get a fan. Totally unprepared today. There we go. All right. So thank you for any rewatchers that are being patient. I appreciate it. I'm gonna grab my fan. Right. So and I did put I instead of we on purpose because you may be different. Maybe you're a forgive and forget kind of person, and that's okay also. You know, I'm not. And I'm going to discuss why. This does have to do with 9/11. It's exactly why I picked this topic, but I'm not going to utilize it as an example today. Doesn't mean I'm not willing to talk about it, but there's just too many emotions around it anymore still. Because we shouldn't forget. Never forget. Okay? I found that this adds to my boundaries. All right. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I did that at 3:33, by the way. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. If you're here for the cats, they are out in full force today. You can probably hear the katydids in the background in the tree. I don't know if those are actually katydids. I believe that they are. It's weird because, like, I get used to that sound, right? And then when it stops, it's like, what's going on? What's going on? You know? I'm going to go ahead and shut the window for now. Not that this microphone's super powerful. It's just on the camera. So I don't have enough ports to plug in my... So when I got the laptop, I didn't look at the number of ports. And my failure to do so has cost me. I do have a laptop, but it's this. I need the mouse. And This little thing, I always, that mouse right there. I always, whenever I use one like that, I just end up copying the whole page. It scrolls all the way down, and then the page gets real big. And I had to add the paste shortcut to Windows. It's kind of irritating. I've been doing things a certain way for a while, and I've got to go through 3 extra steps just to pull up a Word document because Windows 11 doesn't put it on your computer, but it says download. It's very confusing. I don't know. So forgive. Let's take a look at some of these things. Okay. Can I really forgive somebody? I mean, can I? I don't know. Forgiveness. I mean, if I forgive you, you may feel better about it. But if you're going to do it again, I'm not going to, what's the saying? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. What does that mean? It means I didn't learn my lesson. It means I didn't learn my lesson. I don't do a shame on me second time, man. Now, I'm a forever person. If you want help, and come to me, and I will talk to you. But after that, I'm watching your action. A guy asked me for help the other day. He did not follow through on any of the action. He decided his way was best. I'm not going to set up a time to meet with this person. No. I've learned from the past. That person is not willing yet. Not all the way. Nope. See, they reached out for help because they were in trouble, but they didn't follow through. Okay? Because there's a certain way to do this. Instead, he just went back to where he was. Now, it might work. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been doing this long enough to know when I see certain things, I see certain things. Forgive, forgiven, forgiveness, forgiving, forgave. To excuse for a fault for an offense. Pardon. To grant a pardon without harboring resentment. See, we can do this. Let an offense without punishment. Now, I do when somebody comes to me and no matter how they do it, I am going to hand over the forgiveness. Why? Why am I going to do it? Well, number one, they are putting a little bit of action into it, so I can give them that. But I am listening to what they're saying. I'm listening. And I best hear the part of, I learned from this lesson, so I'm changing, or I have changed. That's what I'm listening for. If it's not in there, you're saying sorry. And what that tells me is you're going to do it again. You have not learned your lesson. You're doing that because I'm mad at you and you don't want me mad at you anymore. Fine, we'll clear that. But all it's going to do is clear it so that you'll do it again. But you ain't going to do it with me. You'll call and I won't answer. Fuck. Something weird just hit me. I don't want to say it out loud. I think a friend died. I can't let it go. All right. Nobody's here to help me with it either, so maybe it's just me. All right. Pardon without harboring resentment. That's why I got to do it. That's why I'm going to do it. I'm not going to resent you. I'm not going to hate you. I'm still going to treat you just fine. But if you ask me for something, the answer is probably going to be no. It really depends. See, I meet people where they're at, and every single one of my relationships is situational. It's all based on something. All of my relationships are a give and take basis. I'm going through that with somebody right now that I rely upon. Well, right now, I'm doing well, and they need to rely upon me, and I will fucking be there. You bet. That's how we work. Now, if a person comes up to me, okay, what does this really have to do with? Well, it has to do with trust. Okay. Now I trust that you're human. This allows me to do certain things. It allows me to forgive you for doing silly stuff. I do silly stuff too. Okay. But if I'm not seeing progress, if I'm not seeing change, then you're going to be limited with your time with me. Hey, Amber. Yeah, just me. Aw. And you're live. I knew you meant live, but I love you too. That wasn't an accident. And my love is sweet. All right. It's that extreme midwifing. Let me repeat. I'm going to repeat the forgiveness one in here. Forgive to excuse for a fault for its offense. Pardon. To grant pardon without harboring resentment. Let an offense pass without punishment. Okay. Let an offense pass without punishment. I don't do punishment. I'm not God. The consequences of your actions are the consequences of your actions. I will never, ever add to consequences. It's none of my business. All right. Even with my kids, I ain't ground them. You know, I was grounded most of my childhood, and it didn't work. It didn't work. What I had to do was become a better example. That was the problem. I was the problem. Kids weren't the problem. I was the problem. What? What in the holy... Oh, I came up with a new one for GD. Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks! I thought of you. I thought of you. All right. So if somebody... Yeah. I'm glad it did that for you. It did not do that for me. There, you know what? There you go. But you probably do it the right way, right? See, my parents grounded me and then gave me free will. I couldn't control myself. I needed them to say, no, Dion, stop that. Dion, stop that. So, but, you know, that was conditional. They both had to work if we wanted food on the fucking table, right? Can I point the fingers at my parents for that? No, I grew up in a pretty nice home. We always had food on the table. The electricity was always on. I had every single comfort. So, you know, so in that situation, I am going to forgive and forget. I know I made a statement, pretty hard statement there, right? That's the way it usually happens. I've been in jail several times, and I don't have a criminal record. I've never been charged with anything. All right. Child support. Yeah, child support. I did 6 months in jail for child support. They said, Hey, we know we took away your driver's license, we took away your passport, we took away every means of you to be able to actually work. So now we're going to throw you in jail so you can't pay it more. So they gave me work release where I had to pay almost all the rent and I didn't have money for child support. Yeah, they made it a mess. Eh, I just got a letter from them today. They're my longest standing creditor. All right. And FSR is a credit agency. They are a for-profit agency, but I'm not going to get into that. That's my own resentment. I'm going to tell you now, I've had some caseworkers that were fantastic. Loved them. They were in the right spot. I've had some caseworkers where I can tell they're owed child support. I can tell just by the way they're talking to me. Hi, Angel. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. He may not watch this, or he may watch the. I'm gonna blow somebody's anonymity here a little bit. Tyler, congratulations on 1 year, man. I'm so fucking proud of you. I'm so proud. That man has come a long way. I'm not going to tell any of his story because that's not for me to tell. But yeah, good job, man. So if you're listening, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, brother. Almost like a son to me at this point. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of reminding people because I was a day off on your birthday and I felt bad. So I'm trying to be better at it. That's what it was. See, I made a mistake, and instead of apologizing, I just tried to become better. Isn't that a true apology? Yeah, that's a true apology. See, I can't rely on Facebook to tell me because that's what I was relying on. Nope, can't do that because everybody doesn't necessarily put in their birthday, right? So, and it does mean a little bit more when you remember without having to be reminded, right? So, it does surprise me, Amber, that you knew that. I tend to forget. Um, what? 22 months? I'll go for that. I'll go for that. The 11th is the 11 is a good day. It's a good set of numbers to have, right? Um, the number went down, but like I said, you know, where in the big book, and I don't want to repeat, but so how do we work this? Okay, boundaries. Let's talk about boundaries. Let's that's a cool sobriety date. That is a badass sobriety date. Mine's 4/16/16, which is kind of cool, but it's not 11/11/22 cool. I do too. I follow them. I always see when it's 2/22, 12/22. Um, Numbers are indicators for me. They're a sign from God that I'm either doing the right thing or I'm not, right? Is it true? Yeah, it is. It is. See, God talks to us all in different ways. We're different people. Yeah. What was I looking up? I was looking up boundaries. Nope, boundaries isn't in here. Let's rewrite this. Let's rewrite this and charge $1 because recoveryshop.com did a horrible job. They even misspelled anonymous on the front page. But I do have to say this has come in very handy. It came in handy today, so I got to give it some credit. Boundaries. My phone is. It's like tap the blah 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 blah. I need a new phone. Boundaries are invisible lines that define what is and what is not acceptable behavior for an individual. All right, and they put this, they kind of separate it, and that helps me too, so I can explain it a little bit better. Now, I hope I didn't say something to run somebody off, because I was being a little opinionated earlier. So if I did, I apologize for that. They can be physical, emotional, sexual, intellectual, or financials. Boundaries can be applied to any aspect of life, such as friends, family, coworkers, or partners. Let's cover sexual first. Okay? Just don't. No is no. No is a fucking complete sentence. Okay? And thank you, because I've noticed a lot of men saying, okay, I understand that, and they turn around and walk away. So don't get mad if they turn around and walk away and appease your wishes when you wanted them to actually chase you, because that's not going to happen anymore. Those days are kind of over with. What are the 7 types of boundaries? Oh, no. How to set personal boundaries. All right. Be calm, firm, and clear about what you need. All right. So in order for me to achieve that as an alcoholic, I need to apply honesty first. Because otherwise, if I don't know me, if I don't understand me, if I don't know my causes and conditions, if I do not know what my character defects are, I will not be able to have personal boundaries because I won't know. And there's the problem with alcoholics. We don't have very good boundaries. Yep. When I was dating, I always tried to pick somebody that didn't give a fuck about my drinking. I never did. I always picked a codependent. I would pick them out of the middle of the freaking bar. That was because my brain, that was always my intention. Okay. I didn't want it. I thought I didn't want it. But what Dion's brain wanted was somebody in his life to take care of him. That was it. Then I got with Shannon, who loved me, but had strong boundaries. Not in the beginning, but she developed them fast. You can't hang out with my family. My sister and my brother-in-law run Al-Anon. My mom's in the program. My stepdad's in the program. You can't help not become a better person hanging out with my family because they have very strong boundaries. I can give them that. Okay. My sister, oh man, she has some great boundaries. Growing up, no, she was the lost child. No boundaries at all. Now, you don't fuck with my sister. Love it. I love it. Right? Have clear and reasonable consequences for crossing a boundary. I've got to be careful of that. I have to be careful about the consequences. Now it says, have a clear and reasonable consequence. I'm an unreasonable person. I can be an unreasonable person. If I am unhealed, I'm unreasonable. Right? And then I can't set a boundary. What are some other things that you're going to need to do before you can set good boundaries? Okay? Responsibility. Okay? I got to be responsible for my actions. I have to be responsible for my emotions. Fucking hate that. It pisses me off, but it's true. It's true. Feelings are not facts. I wish they were. My life would be a lot easier, but they're not. And then this was big for me because of my PTSD. I became responsible for my triggers. That was doing my emotions was hard. Triggers was even harder. Because these people are all fucking doing shit. Reporting my videos, talking shit, doing this, doing that. Happens to me all the time. I'm watching other people get shut down too. And they all have one thing in common. They're actually helping people. Weird. Not at all. Not weird at all. Okay. So let's redo that. Have a clear and reasonable consequence for crossing a boundary. What would be a reasonable consequence? I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm with about the only consequence that I have is time. I just won't spend time with you. I will find other people to spend time with. Okay. What are some of my boundaries? Let me cover some of my boundaries here real quick. I'm going to fix my video first. My first boundary are my morals. I have a very deep set of morals. I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Because I'm the kind of person where, let's say I'm working with somebody. Okay. And I'm talking about somebody like me because I'm also a recovery coach. I'm a peer support specialist. Yeah, I have my certificates and all that. Whoop-de-doo. So what? You want to be a recovery coach? Just go print off a certificate. Nobody's going to ask you any different. That's how easy it is to be a recovery coach. Anyway, all right. I will not send somebody to a place that is not safe. No, I won't do it. Well, they do some good things. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Right? There's some people out there, we all know it. It's not new news. Okay? It's not new news. Adams County, they will not talk to me because they know that what they're giving us is crap. And they don't want to change it. I don't know why. I don't know why. So now instead of it being a conversation, it's going to be a confrontation. And I have all the receipts. That's why they don't want to talk. They don't want to sit down and talk because they're wrong. Maybe, I don't know. But there's a fear there and I can feel it. Okay? Now, when it came my chance to give my 2-minute talk for the detox and they handed out the check and the people left the check and everything was all done and then I got to speak. Okay. Now in this instance, what I'm talking about is very, very true. Can I forgive them? Yeah. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I don't like being ignored, especially by mental health professionals. Okay. If you look in the DSM-5, ignoring people is the most passive aggressive thing that you can do that'll actually affect them. Yeah. Not being heard. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I'm not being heard. And they're handing it to a company that I used to work for that I've got it too. They begged and begged me to work. And I kept telling them, I'm a horrible employee. I'm afraid it's going to ruin our relationship. And you know what it did? It ruined our relationship. I was correct. Okay. They had no AA meetings. They had no AA literature. They were body brokering and didn't even fucking know it. I brought it to their attention. So you're going to give us the same shit? No, we don't want it. Then I'd rather not have a detox. So since this person isn't listening, I'm going to their boss. These are reasonable consequences to my boundaries. They're reasonable consequences. And I've run it by my pastor. I've run it by my, you know. Now, I've even got stuff right now. I went and did her little interview in the beginning. She said things like, taking care of people who take care of everyone else. That is me. That's me. These are things that she said when she got the job. Okay. What else did she see? Caring for people and helping others do what they want to do and helping them get there. An opportunity to support everyone around me. These are the things that she said, and I'm now going to use them against her. These are facts. See, I don't like it when I bring my feelings in. That's when they get all. Because what they don't want is a strong male who knows his own feelings. They don't like people like me because it means they're going to need to change. I'm also going to ask them, how come there's no men in what you guys do? Right? What are some of the other things? Okay. The people working there are not drug tested. And I know for a fucking fact, at least once, one of my peers was on fucking shrooms or something. They were high. They'd go to do these, they'd go to do these meetings, no 12 stepping, no God, no nothing. They show these inspirational videos that have nothing to do with recovery. They're just inspirational. It's like putting on that Rocky one. Well, did you get that? Got to get back on. Sure, it's inspirational, okay, but it's just like a self-help book. And I didn't know how to help myself, so a self-help book's going to do me no good. Yeah. So why would I accept more of the same that ain't working? You know what we call that in AA? Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Okay. Malcolm, the person that runs East Metro Detox, he's not in the program. I'll give you his name, Malcolm Jobe. He's the executive director of the East Metro Detox. He's more about the fact that they're going to have 16 beds than actually giving anybody help. When I worked detox in the 90s, I sent half of my clients to treatment immediately. When I worked at East Metro Detox, I did not send one person to treatment, but I had plenty of money to send them out of town. Or I could send them over to Hazelbrook, which was the epitome of body brokering. No. A lot of events happening this month. I'm going to tell you, 99% of them are shit. I have one friend, now you're posting about it, and I got mad at one. She's like, I'm just trying to help with the recovery community. And I get it. Okay. And I understand, and she's helping, and I love her. But I'm tired of going to her with everything saying this person did da 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 da. So I'm just letting it go this time. Fuck it. If you want to give your money, give it to Betty Ford. Give it to St. Francis. Those are the two places that I'd say go for it, because I know that they put their money in the right place. Otherwise, give your time. Don't give your money. Now watch. You go to these places and say, how about I give you my time instead of my money? They'll say, oh, no thanks. But thank you. We appreciate that. We got plenty of people. And they'll be all nice. You're a little shit, Angel. You're a little shit. All right. Yes. Next Step. Awesome. Great band. I love the people in Next Step. I'm not going to speak on Silver Underground. I'm not. Right. Now that is a situation where I'm willing to go beyond my boundary. Okay. I'm not big on the Silver Underground. Actually, I think the concept's great. I think it's phenomenal. I just don't like the people around it because they're assholes. There you go. And there's nothing, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with that either. Okay. Sometimes we keep reasonable relationships so we can continue doing what we're doing. Now, the only reason I don't like Sober Underground is because they treated me like crap. Now, that doesn't mean they're bad people. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't support them. Beyond that, everything they do is great. I'll admit it. Yeah. Beyond that, okay. But I won't do anything to support people that treat me like shit. So you give me free tickets to that, I'll go. But I ain't paying $5 to Chris. Nope. Now let me tell you the end result of that. That means Dion doesn't get to go and participate. I'm the only one with the consequence there. I'm the only one with the consequence. Well, maybe there's another consequence. You know, the biggest reason that I haven't gone is because I'm in Northglenn and I don't feel like going to Littleton. That's the biggest reason. Let me talk to my wife. I'll actually pay. Here's the thing. I like the people in the band, so if I'm paying for the band, cool. Okay. Here's the other reason why I kind of don't go there. I might start a fight. I run my mouth. I was at an AA club a couple weeks ago. Went to a 5:30. Some other people were coming in for their all recovery meeting, right? And these guys are a lot bigger than me, but I talked a little bit of shit about their stuff, and I got the side glance and stuff. All right, we'll see you a little bit later. Thank you for stopping by. I love you. So I gotta be careful, man. You know, but it also might be a good test for me. But I also, you want to know a really good way to get me there? Make me your backup singer. I know I keep asking. and I'm not putting you on the spot, I promise you. But I'm a very good backup singer. Your new Foo Fighters song, I can match Steve on that easy. I don't want to be the center of attention. You know, I'll just tell you what it is. It sounds fun, and I don't have. Yeah, I know. I know. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, and I'm not saying this about anybody, but sometimes I do wonder if people really do want to hang out with me. You know, I don't know. I don't really get invited places. People don't ask me to speak at their meetings, things like that. And I don't think it has anything to do with anything, really. You know, and what is that really? I mean, am I just trying to get other people's attention? And does it have to do with pride? Does it have to see? These are things I always think of. You know, and then I think, and this is just an example, Angel. And I think, you know, Dion, other people have their stuff going on, and maybe they just don't want your sticky little fingers in it. Maybe you're, you know, because I am that kind of a person where I bring up suggestions and things like that. So, but I wouldn't mind being a part of something where people just kind of told me what to do. It's nice to go to meetings and not hear, like Dion said, that gets to me after a while. I don't want to be singled out. I just want to be a part of, right? But we covered a lot of different stuff here, which I think is pretty cool. And you know, the other thing in which something I appreciate about everybody coming on is I don't talk about easy shit here. If I wanted that, I'd go to a TED Talk. Actually, I'd love to do a TED Talk. I think I'd be great at it. The more people in front of it, I don't know what it is. I was talking to Pastor Marsha about this the other day, but um, it's my friend Angel here, and I think she'll understand. Um, like when I tell my story, or I do this, or I speak, I don't remember a lot of what I say because God takes over. And the more people in front of me, the more spiritual I become. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Man, why do speaker meetings? They're not dry eye in the place. But I don't remember I don't really remember what I said. And I don't plan. I don't ever plan either. I come up with a topic. I might do a little bit of research if I don't know it. But other than that, I want it raw. There's some things I bring up that I don't know. And I'll say in the very beginning, I don't know what I'm fucking talking about here. That's why we're talking about it. You know, I like bringing up hard conversations, and I want hard conversations to be normal. That'd be nice. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Um, you know, I'm just gonna reiterate what I had to say, or what we kind of talked about. When it comes to forgiveness, I don't really have the power. Forgiveness comes down to this: whether you're going to hell or not. Okay, come on, let's just call it what it is, right? I don't make that determination. See, I'm often quite wrong. I'm often wrong. I'm often right. It really depends on the situation, right? And it comes down to having strong boundaries. What do you need in order to have strong boundaries? The first thing you need is 100% internal honesty, right? Question yourself, why, Dion? Why? Okay. You're going to need to find the causes and conditions that made you drink, that made you get into resentment. Because until you understand that you had a shit ton of resentments and know how to deal with them, you're not going to be able to set a boundary. Okay. Now, what are some of the boundaries in the beginning? Don't go to a liquor store. Stay away from the liquor aisle. Okay. There'll come a day when you're a free person, you can walk down that aisle and walk through it. You won't even think about it because you're going to the back to get to the meat department or something. And you won't even think about it. Right. Now, having strong boundaries and stuff does not mean that I get to decide consequences. But what are the consequences here? No. For me, that's between them and God. That's between them and God, man. Okay. So I'm not going to determine that. But depending on the situation, I ain't going to be fooled again. Okay. Here's a really good example. So I found and I got fooled. And something in my gut told me, but there was a person that wanted to do the step study. Okay. And we got to step 2, and she's like, well, no new people can join. I'm like, this is an open AA meeting. What are you talking about? And then at one point she said, we could set this up so we can make money off of it. My husband's a best-selling author. Here we are. No. And surprise, surprise, I've never heard from this person before. Again, sorry, I didn't hear from him again. One thing I'm going to tell you before I go, something I've noticed lately, the people that give you the most compliments and say, oh, you're this and that, and they do it in public and everything, those are the people you got to watch. They're the same people that will stab you right in the back, man. Don't go for nice. Go for good. Fuck nice. They're going to be nice. Nice is weak. I'm not a nice person. I'm a good person. Okay. If I was nice, Adams County still be talking to me. Sorry, but I'm not going to appease people. Ain't going to happen. Ugh, icky. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Amber, Angel, we had some people pop in. That was at 4 at one point. So, but sometimes I get people, sometimes I don't. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out. And have a day.